This is a quick overview of the new role-based access controls we are implementing in the AtBot admin portal. We are introducing a new contributor role on top of the administrator role, which will give enterprises a much more scalable platform when building out bots throughout their business. Taking a quick look at how this works, delegated administrators, which exist today, are going to be the only ones allowed to manage at the tenant level. The delegated administrators selecting who the other administrators are, assigning licenses to users, delegating contributors, this is the new section here, being able to select who can contribute, managing logging and other settings, and then the Teams AtBot config, so the pink store bot that you can get from the Teams store. That will only be able to be configured by delegated administrators. The new role being added is the Delegated Contributor. They will only have access to the content that they create and content that has been shared with them. You can think of this similar to how Flow works, where you can create flows and people can share flows with you and you'll be able to see them. The objects that delegated contributors have access to are categories, skills that they create, bots, intent vectors, and adaptive card templates. So let's take a look at an administrator and what their access looks like. Here at the AtBot admin portal, I'm going to log in with an administrator account. And you can see not much has changed. I'm able to see everything within the portal. I have tenant management, licenses, my subscription information, logging settings. I can manage skills throughout the tenant that anybody has created. I can see and manage all bots that have been created. We only have one in here. Let's take a look at categories. I can see and manage all of the categories that are created in here, as well as Lewis intent vectors and adaptive card templates. So as an administrator, I still have full access to everything in the portal. Now, in tenant management, we'll see we have a new contributors area where we can add contributors or delegated contributors to the AtBot admin portal. Once they've been added here, when they log in, they get a different experience than the administrator. So I'm going to go over to my other user here, and I'm going to log in as a test user who is a delegated contributor. And you'll see right off the bat, the dashboard is a little bit different. They only have recent activity on the things that they have access to. They can't see all the other uncategorized skills. If we look at skill management and shared skills, they only see the ones that they have created as well as the ones that exist in categories that they have access to. So if we look at the categories for this user, they have access to only the IT support and this one that they created. The way they were given access to IT support, I'm going to go back over to my admin window, get into categories, open up the IT support category. You can see right here I added them as a contributor. If I remove them and update this category and go back to that user, you'll see that it's gone and they can no longer have access to that category or any of the shared skills that were in it. Only the skills that are in the categories that they can see. Same goes for bot management. I have no bots currently, but if I go over as an admin into my bots, I'm going to go ahead and share this bot with that user. Go back over to my user and click refresh, and we'll see that I now have access to that bot and can configure it. And the same thing goes for web bots, where you can specify contributors on a per bot basis. Lewis intent vectors, where I can see I have none currently, and adaptive card templates, where I only have one, which this is one that I created. Going back to our graphic here, from a best practices standpoint, delegated administrators will be like your Office 365 tenant admins. Delegated contributors, you'll start out with project leads. So a contributor will be somebody who wants to build a bot. You'll give them contributor access. They may have other users that need to be contributors on their project, so you'll give them contributor access. Then that user will be able to share all of the content that they're creating with all the people on their team, but they'll only have access to the things that they are contributors on. We believe that this is a giant leap forward in empowering businesses to build bots at an enterprise scale, and are excited to be a part of that story.